So you rolled for Super Orion, and maybe even Saber Astolfo. And then perhaps someone caught your eye on the New Year's event and campaign banners. And now, all of your Saint Quartz are gone. How does that bode for your plans to roll for Castoria? What's good, my fellow masters? With the Enmate rerun and New Year's campaign banners winding down, I wanted to discuss a topic that I'm sure many have on their minds: saving up for Castoria. If you find yourself in the situation where your quartz reserves are not where you'd like them, the worst case being 0 quartz, then the idea of saving enough SQ for a decent chance at Castoria may be a little daunting. But in actuality, there is still time to build up a considerable reserve by the time of FGO NA's 5th anniversary. First off, however, for those that are quite new to the game, why save for Castoria, you wonder? Well, she will be a brand new servant released with the 5th anniversary in July of this year. A 5-star caster support, this version of Artoria, or Altria, is a servant that will heavily influence the game's meta. Basically, Castoria will propel the arts meta to the forefront of gameplay. Plus, her kit can easily be a benefit outside of arts teams. Briefly put, she can buff the party's attack up to 20%, increase an ally's MP gain by 30%, a 50% charger for said ally, plus buffing that ally's arts performance up to 50%, and even providing 1 turn of invincibility. But on top of that, Castoria's MP provides a party-wide attack that ranges from 30 to 50% depending on MP level, removes party's debuffs, and grants a defense buff that completely nullifies damage and pierce invincibility. She is undoubtedly the most anticipated servant of 2022, and can be considered a must summon. Now, a handy tool to help figure this out is a site called Fate Save Calculator. I had done a video about this site about 6 months ago, but that was before I had a decent mic for recording commentary. So consider this a refresher of sorts. Links to the Fate Save Calculator site and my original video will be in the description. So then let's see how many SQ we can save from now until the start of the 5th anniversary campaign banner. Let's use a worst case scenario of 0 SQ and 0 held tickets to currently start. Saving start date we'll set for January 15th. And although the field says banner end date, I'm going to use a banner start date of July 3rd, which is an assumption based on what it was last year. We can see here that there are 170 days until the banner, based on the dates that we've set. From the weekly master missions, we'll gain 72 SQ. Cumulative logins are different for everyone, but here it's basically assuming 90 SQ gained from hitting the 50-day reward 3 times in the allotted 170 days. We won't count tickets as SQ, so this number of 97 SQ is from keeping up with the consecutive daily login rewards. Scrolling down, we can see here a total of 259 Saint Quartz, just from weekly master missions, daily login rewards, and cumulative login rewards. That's not a bad start. But now let's include other sources of free Saint Quartz. We know that events and milestone campaigns will provide varying amounts of SQ. Let's see what we can expect to gain with our Clairvoyancy X, starting with the recently announced Amazoness.com event, which will provide 10 SQ. In February, it's possible to gain 13 SQ from events. March, we can expect a total of 65 quartz. Come April, there is a nice chunk of 66 SQ we can potentially count on. In May, we can net another 31 SQ. And for June, there is a potential 59 quartz to be gained. So leading up to the beginning of July, there is a possible 241 St. Quartz. This number can be added under this event field. Now we would effectively have 500 SQ to roll for Castoria. This is looking much better. But there's still more. Typically, before every event, there is maintenance done on the server, and with that, we are given 4 SQ per scheduled maintenance. Thus, with 7 events and 1 new Lost Belt between now and July, we can probably count on at least another 32 St. Quartz. This would bring us to an effective 532 St. Quartz. Yet, there is still one more source of free SQ, the 5th anniversary itself. Assuming there is a retweet campaign like there was for JP, adding that up with all the other campaign goodies, there's another 369 St. Quartz we can possibly gain. Note that a good portion of these quartz depend on completing new extra master missions and on one's current story progression. But the potential 369 SQ is there. So let's assume it all and add the 369 to our fate save calculator, bringing us to 642 in the event field. Now we would effectively have 901 St. Quartz. And if we were to count our weekly summon tickets and add in the 5 monthly shop tickets from the Da Vinci shop, that would bring us to over 1,000 St. Quartz. If you're curious about the other sources of summon tickets, well, from what I could count, the total amount we can gain from events and campaigns before July is 38. Plus another 37 more tickets possible through the various campaigns of the 5th anniversary. All in all, we can save up a significant amount of potential St. Quartz by the time Castoria is released during the 5th anniversary. Of course, this assumes that any temptation of rolling on other banners is completely avoided. If that can be done, then I would say there is a good chance of summoning Castoria with this amount of St. Quartz and tickets. However, nothing is guaranteed with the gacha. There have been many examples of players spending more than 1,000 SQ and not getting the rate up SSR. But generally speaking, the more SQ you have to roll, then the likelier you are to get the rate up SSR. Just have to hope the probabilities and RNG work in your favor. So there we have it. By starting the save process now, it's possible to gain an equivalent of 1,063 St. Quartz, plus an additional 75 summon tickets from events and campaigns. I may have missed some smaller campaigns, and there will not always be an equivalent counterpart between JP and NA. Though I also did not factor any possible SQ from servant bond levels either. My main point was to illustrate that even if starting from 0 now, you can still have a considerable amount by the time Castoria is released. With a little luck, that really should be more than enough for most to bring Castoria home. I sincerely wish everyone success when rolling for Castoria, or anyone for that matter. I certainly hope some of you found this helpful. I found using the Fate Save Calculator can also be used to plan out multiple summoning scenarios. You know, just in case you did want to give in to a little bit of temptation and roll on other banners. Please do me a favor and hit that like button if you enjoyed this video. Consider subscribing for more FGO content if you haven't already. Many thanks for watching, and we'll see you in the next one.